England, a small island off the coast of Europe, yet a nation that would one day shape the modern world. From ancient tribes and invasions to empire and democracy, England's story is one of struggle, change, and endurance. Long before the word England existed, this land was home to the ancient Britons, Celtic tribes who lived in small communities and worshipped nature. They built monuments like Stonehenge and left behind legends that still echo through the land. In 43 AD, the Roman legions of Emperor Claudius invaded Britain. They built towns, roads, and baths, and connected the island to the great Roman Empire. For nearly 4 centuries, Britain prospered under Roman rule, but when Rome began to crumble, its legions withdrew, leaving the island exposed and divided once more. In the 5th century, new settlers arrived from across the North Sea, the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes. They pushed the native Celts westward into Wales and Cornwall and built their own small kingdoms. These people gave the land its name, Anglaland, the land of the Angles. They brought their language, their laws, and their gods before eventually converting to Christianity. But peace never lasted long. From the north came the Vikings, fierce warriors from Scandinavia. They raided monasteries, burned towns, and claimed vast territories. For over 2 centuries, England was caught between Saxon kings and Viking invaders. Finally, one man, Alfred the Great, united much of the land under one crown, laying the foundation for a future nation. In 1066, everything changed. King Edward the Confessor died without an heir, and the throne was claimed by 3 men. The decisive battle came at Hastings, where William, Duke of Normandy, defeated King Harold and became William the Conqueror. The Norman conquest transformed England. French became the language of power. Castles rose across the countryside, and a new ruling class reshaped English society. The feudal system was established, and England began to evolve into a powerful medieval kingdom. The centuries that followed were filled with turmoil, ambition, and reform. In 1215, King John was forced by his barons to sign the Magna Carta, a document that limited the power of the crown and laid the groundwork for future democracy. England waged long wars with France, including the 100 Years' War, and endured bloody civil conflicts like the Wars of the Roses, where rival royal families, the Lancasters and the Yorks, fought for the throne. Out of that chaos rose the Tudor dynasty. Henry VII brought stability, but his son Henry VIII changed the nation forever. When the Pope refused to annul his marriage, Henry broke from the Catholic Church and established the Church of England, making himself its head. His reign marked the beginning of religious transformation and tension that would define English history for centuries. Under his daughter Elizabeth I, England entered its golden age. The nation defeated the Spanish Armada, expanded its influence across the seas, and saw a flourishing of culture, theater, and exploration. It was the age of Shakespeare, Drake, and the first English colonies abroad. But the peace of Elizabeth's reign gave way to political and religious conflict in the 1600s. Disputes between the monarchy and parliament erupted into civil war. King Charles III was executed, and England briefly became a republic under Oliver Cromwell. When the monarchy was restored, it was never the same. The Glorious Revolution of 1688 established that the king or queen could only rule with Parliament's consent, a turning point that shaped modern constitutional government. Meanwhile, England was expanding its reach across the globe. Through trade, colonization, and conquest, it built what would become the British Empire. The 18th and 19th centuries marked the rise of the Industrial Revolution. Steam power, factories, and inventions transformed England into the workshop of the world. Cities like Manchester, Birmingham, and Liverpool grew rapidly, filled with workers and machines. It was an age of progress and poverty, innovation and inequality. Under Queen Victoria, Britain became the largest empire in history, an empire so vast that people said the sun never set on it. English ideas, inventions, and institutions spread worldwide. Yet at home, reform movements fought for workers' rights, education, and the vote. England was changing again, socially, politically, and morally. The 20th century brought new challenges. England fought bravely through 2 world wars, standing firm against tyranny and destruction. During the Second World War, bombs fell on its cities, but the people endured. Under Winston Churchill's leadership, the nation's resolve became a symbol of courage and freedom. After the wars, the empire faded, and former colonies gained independence. England became part of a new world, one defined by cooperation rather than conquest. The monarchy became largely symbolic, while democracy and social equality strengthened. Science, technology, and culture flourished once again. Today, England is no longer an empire, but its influence endures. In the global language it spread, in its literature, music, and traditions, and in the democratic ideals it helped shape. From Shakespeare to the Beatles, from Newton to Churchill, England's story continues to echo across the world. From Celtic tribes to modern cities, from kings and castles to parliaments and people, the history of England is a journey of struggle, change, and reinvention. And though centuries have passed, the island's spirit, curious, resilient, and unyielding, remains as powerful as ever. This is the story of England, the small island that changed the world.